So I wish I'd have started this earlier. Of course, I say that a lot, but our guide is actually blazing the trail for us, and I didn't realize this before. I thought he was climbing every one of these dunes on the first pass, but he is not. So he's probably already taken 5 or 6 runs up that dune, each time going a little bit further, and this time it looks like he made it. But he is not only charting the course, but he's also packing the sand down so that we can make it. And again, I thought he could make it on his first try every time, but he clearly is not, because we saw him bog down a couple of times before I started videoing. Then he backs down, takes another run at it, goes a little bit further, and keeps doing that until he gets to the top of the hill. So that's, I didn't realize he was performing that actual role. Okay, doing the obligatory 360 of the Grenadiers all in a row. And then, again, we've come from this direction here. In fact, you can see our tracks in the sand there. That's where we've come from. You're starting to see the river gorge in the distance, and we camped somewhere along there. And the river gorge from the other direction, and so there is your 360. Absolutely beautiful, absolutely immense, absolutely glorious day. Give you a little shot of the sun coming through the clouds. Wow, just couldn't ask for much better, and it's been a blast today going up and down these dunes and learning something about driving these vehicles. By the way, we've only been low range in rear diff locks one time. The rest of the time we've done all this just with center diff lock. So this is pretty crazy. They're looking in through binoculars in reverse, and you know, you can see from here all the different colors in the sand, but you know, he's saying that there's lots of different colors and shapes in the sand, and you're able to see that with the binoculars in reverse and getting very up close to them. Pretty cool. So the camera guy wanted to get this shot of the Grenadiers going in a straight line. The drone's directly above me right now, and I thought I'd video. By the way, you see the sun is pretty bright. The clouds are relatively sparse. It is 17 degrees Celsius, roughly 65 Fahrenheit right now, and I think it feels hotter at this moment than it has at any other point in the trip, and we may need to blow this shot up because they're going to the distance. But anyway, as much as I poo-poo hats, I have put my little safari hat that I brought with me on, because you can really feel the sun. I could feel I didn't put any sunscreen on the first couple of days, and I could feel a little burn starting. So I've started wearing sunscreen yesterday and today, and am wearing my hat to give me a little additional protection. Honestly, both the guides have got a hat on 100% of the time, so that tells you that you know what they know about protecting themselves when they're out here all the time. Beautiful picture of these Grenadiers going across the dunes and the sand into the distance. Okay, so I thought I'd show you these little birds here on the ridge. It makes me think that they're not vultures, but I'm thinking of it that way because they're sitting up here either laughing at us or waiting till we kill ourselves and they can have a meal. But anyway, here's the Grenadiers. There's where we're going in general. But listen, I just rode with our guide in this his F-250 pickup truck. He said it's a 06 model, but it's a manual transmission too. And listen, this guy, I thought he was up here just kind of driving around and navigating to show us where to go. No, he is building the trail in many cases He is scouting it. I mean, I just now spent probably 45 minutes in this truck with him. He was working his tail off, getting this, building us a trail and finding us a trail. In this particular case, this was probably the hardest section there's been. And he was picking his way, had to find his way. And that was just really, really interesting to see. So again, I'll show you. I mean, he's got a 4-speed. He said there's no way in the world this, he could have had an automatic transmission. He'd have burned it up 14 times since he bought this truck. That's kind of interesting there, that big hole there. But he actually built, and in fact, if you can see it, he built that track right there and just decided, hey, that's not good enough. So we ended up coming up over here. That's him there describing and showing and whatnot. So I'll show you where we did end up coming up. And it's going to be hard to tell, but anyway, this will take just a second. But I want to say again, he's not just up there driving around, working his tail off, finding spots and whatnot. So we were right there, right at the top, and if you can see the tracks kind of right in this general area, and it's hard to tell if my finger's in the right place or not, but in this general area, then we came down and we followed these tracks up. Originally, we started there, got about halfway down, and then cut across, if you can see those tracks down there, and then you can see where we came over this little hump right there, and it turned out, and you can't see it, but there was a really tough spot down there to come across, and then we rode all the way up here, and at that point decided, no, that's not going to work. Backtracked all the way back down to here, and then built this track, and he was going up as far as he could go, going back down, going up, back down, and just coasting back down to pack the sand down. And I had no idea, again, you know, we're driving along in the tracks that he's already packed down and whatnot, and you know, it's just dramatically easier for us than it is for him, you know, truly blazing and making the trail. So that little distance we just now went took a very long time because it was much more difficult. And now my daughter's going to go ride with him, and I'm going to drive the Grenadier. So another aspect of the navigation that our guide's doing is, you know, I thought, you know, he had some kind of satellite GPS or something that he was kind of following, and he kind of knew the trail. Well, these dunes change, I hate to say rapidly, but they change. And so he's literally picking his way, feeling his way through the dunes, checking this, checking that, backing up. You know, a lot of what we did yesterday and today was easy enough that, you know, no big deal. But today it's much more difficult going. And he also, you know, because of the way the winds coming off the ocean create the dunes, he can read what's north, you know, south, east, and west, and is using the dune and the structure of the dunes to navigate, because he doesn't have a satellite GPS. He knows some landmarks, but he's basically following the dunes and going in a general direction, and eventually he'll find, you know, the exact right path. But he's literally picking his way and feeling his way through here. So these birds are following us. They're looking for something to eat. Now, I don't think they're looking to eat us, but they, you know, they know this is unusual, and maybe they followed other groups like this before, and, you know, find a little food or something that gets dropped or whatever. But these birds are literally following us out here looking for something to eat. Hopefully it's not us. Okay, so that's the Hartman's mountain range, and you see how long we've got to go. And I don't know if we're getting all the way there. You see the dunes and all that in front of us, and the vastness and the expanse and whatnot. And then you've got this Hartman Mountains, which is where we're going. Okay, so we've been negotiating the dunes for some time, and it's been a lot of fun doing this. But It's gotten a little bit easier, so we're rolling along pretty well. Anyway, as you can see, the rocks are starting to appear, and so we're leaving the dunes relatively quickly. I think we're going to get to a precipice up here. In fact, if you could see way in the distance right in front of my camera, that is our lead guy blazing the trail. And so that's where we're headed, and I think we're going up to the top and going to have a great view from up there. So anyway, I wanted to let you see what the exit area is like before we exit, and just say again, this is just so much fun. Okay, there's heavy wind, but hopefully this mic cover will dampen that. So give you a 360. There's the Grenadiers, obviously. There's the dunes where we were coming from. We made a big U up here to get down to here, but anyhow, there's the dunes where we came from, and this is the Hartmann Valley and the Hartmann Range, which has an inhabitant of the Hartmann zebra, which we may be able to see, who knows. So there's your 360, and this is where we're headed to, and we're gonna stay at some kind of lodge tonight. Anyway, been a fantastic day of dune driving.